Jensen for the point.
Back to better through the block and down.
Field goal. Back to pass. He'll look to fire deep and intercepted. Stretchy diving. He's in.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Friday evening out there, high school football fans. It is high school football here on a Friday night from West Fargo Cheyenne High School, where it's a gorgeous Friday late afternoon into the early evening here in the middle part of September. I'm Chase Miller alongside with Reggie Funk. This is our Irie Insurance pregame show, and it's a battle of ranked opponents. Here is the number 3 Deacons in 11AA football square off with the number 2 West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. This is the Irie Insurance pregame show. For all your insurance needs, visit Irie Insurance online at IrieINS.com. Taking a look at the last week's matchup between Shanley and Bismarck, the Deacons erased a 13-point fourth quarter deficit to come back in that win, and they did so thanks to Aiden Devine. 26 carries, 205 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns with 9 receptions for 69 yards. Michael Rotsberg scored the game-winning touchdown with 3:49 to play on a 2-yard rushing score. Then Cole Jager put in the point after attempt for a 21-20 win for the Deacons. For the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, took care of their crosstown rival in the West Fargo Packers 28-7 at West Fargo. Fullback Josh Hendricks, 24 carries for 146 yards and 1 touchdown. Nick Renner also had a pick 6 in that contest in the second quarter for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. Coming up here on our pregame show, we'll hear from both head coaches, from Jeremy Newton of West Fargo Cheyenne and alongside Troy Mathern here of the Fargo Shanley Deacons. We'll take a quick timeout. We're back after this. We'll hear from Cheyenne head coach. That is Troy Mathern. It's the Deacons and the Mustangs. It's high school football in North Dakota, and you got a front row seat right here on your live events.
Businesses developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website adamn.gov.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with Your Live Event.
Welcome back to the Irie Insurance pregame show here between West Fargo Cheyenne and Fargo Shanley in 11AA football. Here tonight with us is Jeremy Newton, head coach for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. And Jeremy, 2 games in, you're 2-0 on the season, a win against Grand Forks Central and West Fargo. I know just talking with some people who have been at some of the games, saying the offense and defensive line seems to where it starts with your program, particularly here in 2021. What have you liked from that side of the ball, where it's Kirkaby on the defensive side or Eagleson at center?
No, both sides of the ball have been doing a good job, and there's a lot of veterans there and good leadership. So, hopefully they can keep going and continue to progress as they've been doing.
And the one thing, when you got a nice line and you got obviously a fullback there and Josh Hendricks, I'm sure that's a nice 1-2 punch, particularly for Grant, who is a seasoned veteran at quarterback as well.
Yeah, no, it helps, and Josh is he's doing a great job. He's back healthy this year, and he's having a good year so far. So hopefully he can keep it up.
What does a senior-laden team? Because I looked down the 2 deep, and there's a lot of seniors. Some might have experience, some might be the first time they're playing, Friday Night Lights consistently as a starter. But what does having that senior leadership bring to a program like this?
No, it's a big deal, and whether they've played games or not, but they've still been part of the program for 4 years. So just having as many kids like that as you can around your program is a great benefit for us.
Your matchup going up against Aiden Devine, I think, receiving, rushing, he just leaps off the page. What does Shanley do well, and how is that going to be posing as a matchup problem here later tonight?
Well, they spread you out, and then they try to get the ball to Gores and Devine a lot, and they're just great athletes and fast. So if they get one-on-one with somebody and you miss, they're gone. So they're a very, very difficult matchup for us.
Final thing for you, 3rd time you're going up against Fargo Shanley and a Troy Mathern led coaching team. 1-1 against them all time. What do you make from the first 2 meetings, and are we going to see much different from that 43-38 point shootout last year, Jeremy?
Well, I hope I hope we can keep it down to that, a little lower than that. But Coach Mattern's a great coach, and he does a great job getting his team prepared and always having them ready. So I know that it's going to be a battle for sure.
Hey, Jeremy, as always, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here on homecoming night.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Jeremy Newton, head football coach of the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. Cheyenne averaging 31 points per game, while defensively only giving up 3.5 per contest. When we come back on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we'll hear from Fargo Shanley head coach. That's Troy Mathern. That's next on your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Every business has its special needs and its own unique set of challenges. That's why we treat your business just like ours, to make sure you are covered right. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and our agents have seen it all, and one slip-up can take a small business years to recover from. That's why it's so important for a small business to work with an insurance company that can save them money but also make sure they are protected. If you own a small business, we would like to work for you. Go to IrieInsurance.com to find a local agent near you.
Back here on the Irie Insurance pregame show, it's Fargo Shanley and West Fargo Cheyenne 2-0. Two teams that are undefeated at 2-0 so far on the season here at Cheyenne High School. With us is Fargo Shanley head coach, that's Troy Mathern. And Troy, let's go back to last week against Bismarck High, a really quality club and opponent. You erased a 13-point fourth quarter deficit at Fargo Shanley. What was it about that final 12 minutes, and how do you hope that carries you into the rest of this season?
I think we got a well-conditioned football team, and all football game long we were moving the ball and we just couldn't score. We had a couple big turnovers. We had a big fumble in the red zone, but, we felt comfortable all night moving the ball, and we just caught a couple breaks in the fourth quarter, and, our kids responded. But I think for the most part, our kids, every time they get the ball on offense and they understand that they have the ability to score, and we fed off the energy of the crowd and the excitement, and again, it kept the key stops defensively, and anytime you can get the ball in Gore's and Devine's hands, you always have a chance to score. But our kids responded, and that was a huge win for our program moving forward.
Let's talk about Aiden Devine. If I look on the stat sheet, whether it's rushing, whether it's receiving, on the offensive side, it seems like he's doing a little bit of everything. What does he provide to this 2021 Shanley Deacon team?
Yeah, like I tell everybody, that was really how our season went south last year, is when we lost him. He's a tall kid, he's a strong kid, so I think, and very competitive. So I think once the game flows and once he got in the flow, he's just becoming that much better. So as games go on, game by game, we just expect him to get that much better.
The one thing about getting that much better for West Fargo Cheyenne, a quarterback that probably feels like he's been around for a decade in Grant Warkentine, what does he provide to a Cheyenne Mustang unit? Because they're a ground and pound, no doubt about it, but Grant can also sling it sometimes depending on the coverage there, Troy.
You can't do anything with experience. He's got 3 years of experience, and it shows. He's a true leader, and he understands their offense probably better than Coach Newton, but he just understands everything that they're trying to do offensively, and he understands when he has to pull it. But, Cheyenne's unique. They run that triple option, and we got to be gap sound. We got to be assignment sharp. It's something that we don't see week in and week out, so our kids got to be on the ball, and, it's going to be a fun game.
Final thing for you, this is your third meeting all time against Cheyenne. Both games have been, right down the wire and pretty good four-quarter battles. What do you expect here tonight going into game number 3, especially last year when there was a 43-38 final? There was a lot of points put up on the scoreboard, Troy.
We expect the same thing. We expect there to be a lot of points that are going to be scored, and, it's probably who's going to touch the ball last again. We hope so. That's the type of game we want to be able to get into, but credit to Cheyenne. They're a really good football team. They got a lot of their players back on the defensive side of the ball, and we know they're going to get after us, so we just got to make sure we take care of the ball. We had a couple turnovers last week, and we just can't do that against good football teams. And Cheyenne tonight is no different, and we got to make sure, we got to really, the first quarter's key to this game. We just haven't been very good in the first quarter, so hopefully we can have a better start tonight.
Hey, Troy, as always, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck against the Mustangs.
All right, Chase, appreciate the coverage. Take care.
Troy Mathern, head coach of the Fargo Shanley Deacons, with us here on our Irie Insurance pregame show. That does it. As we come back, we've heard from the coaches, Jeremy Newton, and alongside Troy Mathern. All that we have to do now is let you know who won the opening coin toss, the starting lineups, and we get to the national anthem as well. That's all ahead. It's Cheyenne and Shanley, a battle of unbeatens here on your live event.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Going to NDSCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
As we're back Friday night, as we're getting you set for high school football here on Your Live Event, yourliveevent.com, and alongside Facebook and social media as well. Glad you are tuning in on this particular night of high school athletics. It's been a very beautiful kind of a game that we've had so far here in the Metro. Would like to also thank one of our premier sponsors here for tonight, and that is Taxman, our game sponsor, Fallon Kent, and alongside Brad. Give them a call today or stop into one of their Fargo or Moorhead offices. From tax planning to tax preparation and business consulting, go online to fmtaxman.com. That's fmtaxman.com, and make sure you are good to go today with Taxman. Again, go to FM. That is taxman.com. For the Fargo Shanley Deacons, they won the opening coin toss as they're going to elect to receive here for Fargo Shanley. And they're going to go like this. Left tackle of Carter Mitchell, guard of Luke Lang, Brady Boyle the center, Dylan Carlquist, the right guard, and the right tackle, Damon Hospitalis. So again, Mitchell, Langboyo, Carlquist, and Hospitalis here for the Fargo Shanley Deacons. On the opposite side, for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, they're going to go with John Gores at wide receiver for Fargo Shanley. They're going to go with John Gores at wideout. Soka Porter, the wide receiver, alongside with Emineth. You have Tyler Kraft at wideout. If we see a tight end throughout the game for Shanley, that'll be Jackson Paul, tailback of Aiden Devine, and Michael Rossberg is the quarterback here for the Deacons. So Rossberg and Devine in the backfield. Wideouts of Kraft, Emineth, Soka Porter, and Gores. For the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, they're going to roll like this up front. Jacob Kirkaby, the defensive end, alongside with Carter Menz. You have Theron Parson at defensive tackle and Andy Cook as well at the tackle here for West Fargo Cheyenne. Linebackers of Nick Renner, Matt Tribe, and Tanner Hegel. Corners of James Hagan and Brady Dutenheffer. Safety of Kellen Entz. And alongside Tate Gustafson here for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. West Fargo Cheyenne getting through their introductory lineups here, clad in those blue uniforms with white numerals for the Fargo Shanley Deacons, out in their road white uniforms with red lettering here for Fargo Shanley. Both teams 2-0 on the season. Shanley 1-0 in the East alongside with West Fargo Cheyenne. Last season in 2020, Cheyenne defeated Fargo Shanley here at Cheyenne High School when it was 3A football. They remodified the classes 11AA, 11A, 11B, and 9B. Highest level of football here in the state of North Dakota tonight. And last season, though, Emmett Kenny of Shanley made a state record high school field goal from 58 yards out. And then you had Grant Workington went 7 of 11 for 132 yards with 3 touchdowns, while adding 22 yards rushing and 1 score in Cheyenne's 5-point win. Shanley's Aiden Devine tallied 6 receptions for 127 yards and 3 touchdowns in the loss for the Deacons. So Fargo, Shanley, and Cheyenne. 2 years ago in 2019, Shanley won that outcome. That was by a final in 2019 at 42-20 at Fargo Shanley. So between these two teams, a lot of points has been put up over their time. One thing for West Fargo Cheyenne, they stout out hard, fast and furious. They've outscored their opposition 27-0 in the opening 12 minutes. For Fargo Shanley, they have yet to give up a score in the first quarter, but they have yet to score in the first quarter as well. So that might be something to keep our eyes and ears apprised of as this game progresses. For West Fargo Cheyenne, putting the ball on the tee here for the Mustangs. As this one's going to be put on the tee here for West Fargo Cheyenne. And that's going to be Dutenheffer. Deep back to receive, you got Devine and Gores for Fargo Shanley. Here comes the kick. At 7:07, end over and bounces at the 12 over Gores' head for a moment. Gores with it there, comes near sideline, gets wrapped up at about the 14-yard line. So Fargo Shanley will start their opening drive here in the first quarter with 11:55 left to play in the first quarter. That'll be at the 14-yard line here for Shanley. Fargo Shanley will come out here. This is a team that we've seen a lot of quick tempo offense, particularly in their win against Bismarck High a week ago tonight at Sid Cichy Stadium. Shotgun formation, Rotsburg in the gun. Little read option. This goes to Devine right up the middle, and Devine slithers his way to the 21-yard line. That's 6 yards on the rush for Mr. Aiden Devine. Devine, 1 carry on the night. Came in with 45 attempts for 367 yards. Devine gets it right again, but Tribe was there on the stick in the hole. Maybe you give Devine a yard, but it's going to be 3rd down and short. 3rd and 2 along 2 here for the Deacons. 2 carries for 7 yards, and Shanley with that quick tempo offense right back at it again. Twins left, twins right, shotgun formation. Rotsberger's going to keep it, and the defensive end comes out there and smothers him. Carter Menz brings him down to the turf, back to 19. Rotsburg loses his helmet. He is a punter, so they'll have to bring Bennett Bird into the game, and Rotsburg's going to lose a couple. So 4th down and a long 5. Little read option play, and for Fargo Shanley, they're going to look to go for it now. It might be a little rugby kick, and Bird didn't say anything. Sheyenne collapses, and Bird gets backed in the backfield for a -5-yard loss. Be a turnover on downs, and now all of a sudden when you take a look at this contest, it's Fargo Shanley defense deep in their own end. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Going to ask for any better starting field position, as they will start with it at the 15-yard line. So 10:48 left to play here in quarter number 1, and they're going to have it at the 15-yard line here for Sheyenne. So into positive territory here for the Mustangs. The Mustangs led by Grant Workentine, the 6-foot senior at 175 pounds. Handoff, Hendricks right up the middle. Hendricks rumbling his way to the 5-yard line, and we got a 1st and goal. One rush for 10 yards. And Hendricks able to get a 1st and goal opportunity. And that's what you're going to see here, a little bit different style of offenses. You're going to have Shanley, a run and gun kind of a team, a lot of no-huddle. Sheyenne looks kind of like your old school North Dakota State attack in Division II. Instead of under center, it's under the pistol. Hendricks, handoff right up the middle. He jets his way, end zone, touchdown Mustangs. Hendricks goes 5 yards to Pater, and the Mustangs are up early, 6-0 in the 1st quarter with 10:28 left to play. So 1 quarter, 10:28 left to play here in the 1st. Scoring team goes to West Fargo Cheyenne thanks to Hendricks with a 5-yard rushing touchdown. And here comes the point after attempt for Cheyenne. Here comes the right-footed end over and kick. That one's blocked. And that is going to be a failed PAT. But for West Fargo Cheyenne, they're able to get on the board first with 10:28 left to play here in the 1st quarter. It's West Fargo Cheyenne 6, Shanley scoreless here on your live events.
The Ada EDA is committed to improving the quality of life for Ada residents by providing assistance to new and small businesses, developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website adamn.gov.
Well, between these two teams in recent years, points haven't been hard to come by. Again, last year's meeting, a combined 81 points, and then you look at 2 years ago, a combined 62 points. Cheyenne takes advantage of the short field, just 2 plays, goes 15 yards for the score, and they get the touchdown here as West Fargo Cheyenne will come on and kick this one off at the 40-yard line in high school football again. If it is in the end zone, it will be an automatic touchback. This one is a pooch. That goes to about the 14-yard line for Fargo Shanley. Meyer with it. Meyer gets past the 25 position here for the Deacons. 10:22 left to play in the 1st quarter. Fargo Shanley will start with it at their own 30-yard line here. Like to thank again Taxman as part of one of our mini game sponsors located in offices in Fargo and Moorhead. Fallon, Kent, and Brad. Make sure you give them a call, walk in, or go to fmtaxman.com for more information. Fargo Shanley comes out again in that shotgun formation. Rotsburg quickly looking to throw. He was going to the outside for Kraft. In on the coverage. James Hagan, the 5'9 senior at 165, bats that one away. Makes it 2nd and 10. West Fargo Cheyenne, with 4 down linemen. Playing with a little high safety, and then they're trying to get that bump and run. Aiden Devine goes to the outside. Devine gets it on a quick screen, and yards on the pitch and catch. So 3rd and long here for Fargo Shanley. Twins left and right. Rotsburg in the gun. Devine looks to the outside, and it's going to be to Gores for about a yard, maybe 2. We'll give him 2. Gores with his first catch of the night, but quickly, Fargo Shanley will have to punt again for the second time in the opening 2.5 minutes. Rotsburg comes on to punt, a nice boot here, end over end. That'll bounce at the 42, take a Deacon roll inside the 40, and it just continues to spin inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. That's where West Fargo Cheyenne will take over with 9:23 left to play in the first quarter. Cheyenne will handle it, and they'll mark it again at the 33-yard line. Fargo Shanley, a turnover on downs and a punt. They've ran so far just 7 offensive plays with that turnover on downs and haven't really done too much to show on the offensive side. But like we said, the Deacons have yet to score offensively in the first quarter. Cheyenne's touchdown is the first that the Deacons allowed against it. On the opposite side, Cheyenne has came out and they've outscored their opponents 4 touchdowns to zip in the opening 12 minutes. Here's a little stretch to the near side and back dive and look out. Hendricks has the first. Stiff arms a man, breaks a tackle. You're free, the 6-foot senior at 160. Third down and short, 3rd and 2 here for the Stangs. Trying to get a motion man to flinch off the action with Roar, and they might have got the encroachment, but we'll see if there was the offsides first. And if this is, it will be on Dylan Carlquist, and that's the first flag of the night, and that goes against Fargo Shanley. 7:20 left to play in the opening quarter. It's West Fargo Cheyenne 6, Fargo Shanley scoreless. You have Isaac Perkarovich, Luke Lang, and Jackson Paul on the defensive line alongside with Carlquist. Eminent at linebacker with Dukart. And then inside, it's Nick Hodel and Adam Leininger here for Fargo Shanley. Winner goes to 3-0 on the season, 2-0 in East Region play. You even have folks along the chain-link fence on Veterans Boulevard trying to get a glimpse of the high school football game tonight. This one goes to the outside, breaking a tackle. There is Rar. Then he's going to get met. Was there and on tackle alongside with Jackson Paul. It's now 2nd and 10. So Rar gets his first carry of the night, 2nd and 10 upcoming here for West Fargo Cheyenne. This drive has gone about 2.5 minutes as they had it at their own 33-yard line. Now they're at the Deacons 23. The big play coming from the fullback of Hendricks of 24 yards. Being ground and pound so far, 6 carries for West Fargo Cheyenne. They have yet to go through the air, 2nd and 10. Workentine in the pistol, and here comes the pass. Workentine, he gets hit as he throws it. It looks like a lineman for Cheyenne comes down with the Deacons to commit on the run, then try to hit the big play down the field on the pass. But when you bring the pressure and you get home, normally good things happen for the defense, and it did there for Fargo Shanley. Defense that needs to try to come up with a turnover on downs or some kind of a stop, because against Cheyenne, you get down 2 scores early, they can really start bleeding the clock with this kind of offense. A long conversation as we'll see what we have. No flag on the play, so it will be a 3-yard loss after, again, Selheim was able to come down with the reception. Something you don't see every day if you had that on your bingo card. You got one. Here comes a 3rd down, though, and 13 as the Stangs are more than likely in 4-down territory as they'll need the Deacon 13 for the first. Ball spot at the 26-yard line. In the pistol is Workentine. Workentine, 3-step drop, goes down the middle, has a man, and it's incomplete. Caden Rar was open on the post. Incomplete. Workentine just threw it in a bucket, but Rar could not come down with that one. As now it's going to be 4th down here for West Fargo Cheyenne midway through our first quarter of play. Workentine comes to the near sideline with 25 seconds on the play clock as Coach Newton trying to decide what he wants his offense to run. Fargo Shanley's one good play away on the defensive side from getting out of this little mess of an opening 6 minutes here for Fargo Shanley. Xander Newton splits out far to the left, right-hand side. Holsing to near sideline with the slot in Hagen. They'll roll Workentine. Near sideline. Pressure comes. Workentine steps up 25-20. Has to try to break a tackle. He cannot. Taken down at the 22-yard line. For Fargo Shanley, they got to get something going offensively. Jeremy Newton in our pregame show mentioned Aiden Devine. Play with Aiden Devine. Devine with another 10-yard rush. Another first down for Fargo Shanley. 2 carries for 27 yards in this drive alone for Devine. Quickly here for the Deacons. They come back out with this one Shotgun formation. Rotsburg looking, comes to the near sideline. Incomplete for Soka Porter on a deep out route for about 10 yards. Rotsburg now 2 of 3 for -1 yard passing here for the Deacons. Fargo Shanley, a squad that a couple years ago was in 11AA when that was the second highest division of high school football. Since joining the highest, 3A the last 2 years, and now 11AA this year. They're 12-7 overall, and they made the playoffs last season, losing a Century in the quarterfinals. Handoff up the middle. Devine puts the helmet down at the Mustang logo. Gets 9. Will make it 3rd down and 7. Shanley will go trips to left-hand side with Gores in the slot. Near sideline here for the Deacons. 1 wide out. That's Eminent. Rotsburg now calling out the offense as he looks to the far side, making sure he's got the right play call. Has plenty of time with 18 seconds on the play clock. Here's for 19 yards. 4:48 left to play here in the first quarter. Fargo Shanley right now mounting a drive. 2 wide receivers either side. This one going up the middle for Devine. Devine to the 25, to the 20, and he's carrying a Mustang with him into the red zone. That's going to be close to a first. They'll give him the 10. Devine 6 carries for 40 yards here in this first quarter, and the Deacons are in business. Barely a minute 20 has came off the clock, and they've gotten 50-plus yards. Rotsburg spins his way to the 6 for Shanley. If you think of what Chip Kelly used to do for the Oregon Ducks, they wanted to run and gun, and that's exactly what the Deacons are doing here. Rotsburg in the gun. Quick out, goes to Kraft. Kraft at the numbers. Then he's get taken down there by Hagan, but Kraft stretches for that extra yard as he's going to get to about the 12-yard line. So 3 yards on the catch, and Kraft gets his first catch here of the night. And we do have a officials timeout, and this might be yes, an injury on the play here for West Fargo. Cheyenne will take a quick break with them. 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Cheyenne 6, Shanley scoreless here on your live event.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Back here at Essentia Health Mustang Stadium, coming off the field under his own ability is Jacob Kirkaby, the 6'3 senior at 210 here for West Fargo Cheyenne. So he'll check out. Xander Newton looks like to be the new defensive end. He is their split end as well, and the son of head coach Jeremy Newton. 3rd down and 2 here for the Deacons with 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter as they're going in deep into the red zone. They need the Mustang 10 for the first. Motion man across. They fake it to Gores. Handoff up the middle to Devine. Devine's got the first, and he gets leveled right at the 9-yard line. Tribe was part of the tackling party there for West Fargo Cheyenne. Also in on the tackle looked like Nick Renner. Devine gets 3 yards, 7 carries now for 43 yards. 2 wide receivers either side. Devine to the right-hand side of Rotsburg. The Mustangs with 4 down linemen. Devine splits out. Rotsburg goes up the middle, cuts it in at the 6, and gets tripped over by Tribe and with now for 5 yards. 1 to the near sideline is Emnith. Aiden Devine in the backfield with Rotsburg late in the first quarter. Handoff, Devine. Devine gets hit at the 5 and stretches to the 4. Gets 2 yards on the play. 8 carries for 45 yards. 3rd and goal upcoming here for Fargo Shanley, as the Deacons will split out 1 wide receiver to the right-hand side and the 5'10 senior in Emnith. For Troy Mathern, this might be 4-down territory. He likes to go for it even if it's at his own 50. Or the 40-yard line. We'll see what they can do here on 3rd and goal. Rotsburg rolls near sideline, has a chance to run or throw. He'll keep it. He looks close, and he's going to be he's in. He's in, but we do have a flag back at the 7-yard line. Right now it is a tie game with 2:44 left to play in the first quarter. We'll see where the penalty comes on. The spot is at the 4, and it looks like it's going to be against Fargo Shanley. Holding on the Deacons. Their second penalty of the game now for 15 yards. And for Fargo Shanley, that is a costly penalty because it takes 6 points off the board. But the Deacons still have it 3rd and goal. And now they're going to come out in a little trick formation. They almost got the swinging gate to the right-hand side. Rotsburg quickly pitch out. Here comes Gores. Gores, 10, 5. Oh, can he do it? Yes, he can. Gores, 14 yards. Touchdown, Deacons. They went to the trick bag, and they find 6. And we're knotted at 6 apiece with 2:37 left to play here in the first quarter. Rotsburg to Gores for a sweet 14 yards and a score. Gores now 2 receptions for 16 yards and a touchdown. And you talk about a little trickery. That's what you got to be ready when you see a Coach Mathern squad. Fargo Shanley, they'll come out for the point after attempt. Trying to take the lead here after Fargo Shanley blocked the P18. We have a timeout by head coach Troy Mathern. We'll break with them as well. First timeout by either squad of the night. New score, 2:37 left to play in the first quarter. Deacons trying to take the lead when we come back on your live event.
Every business has its special needs and its own unique set of challenges. That's why we treat your business just like ours, to make sure you are covered right. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and our agents have seen it all, and one slip-up can take a small business years to recover from. That's why it's so important for a small business to work with an insurance company that can save them money but also make sure they are protected. If you own a small business, we would like to work for you. Go to IrieInsurance.com to find a local agent near you.
Back here at West Fargo Cheyenne High School, you know, we saw against Bismarck for Fargo Shanley, they motioned a wide receiver in Soka Porter out to the boundary, and then he eventually received it behind the line of scrimmage and threw it down the field. And that time we see the Deacons come out in a, by the way, that was on the short side of the field. The ball was on the near hash. They didn't have a lot of room to run, but when you put about 8 blockers in front of Gores, he just needs to make one man miss, find a lane, and boom, in a 50-meter dash, he's gone, and that's what Fargo Shanley was able to do. They'll come out for the 2-point conversion attempt here for the Deacons. Motion man is Gores. They hand it off. Devine up the middle. Devine spins in for the 2-point conversion. And for the first time tonight, Fargo Shanley takes an 8-6 lead with 2:37 left to play here in the first quarter. We're back after this with kickoff on your live event.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
For the Fargo Shanley Deacons, they go 78 yards for Fargo Shanley in 2.5 minutes. That results in a 14-yard pitch and catch touchdown. Rotsburg to Gores, and a 2-point conversion gives the Deacons their first lead of the game at 8-6 here in the first quarter. These two programs really proud traditions. West Fargo Cheyenne, they haven't been around too terribly long, less than a decade. So imagine being the first or second team playing on homecoming night. A little bit different than Fargo Shanley, who had their school on the north side. Legendary head football coach Sid Sitchie from 48 to 1977, 231 wins, 38 losses, and 3 ties. And there is a lot of stories about Sid Sitchie and his football teams on the north side of Fargo. The Deacons will come up with the little squib, and they're trying for the onside kick. West Fargo Cheyenne promptly gets on the football for the Mustangs. That's by Kellen Entz, the son of NDSU head football coach Matt Entz, and the Mustangs will have prime position with 2:37 left to play here in the first quarter. They will have it at the Deacon 49-yard line here. So the Mustangs turn over on downs, and then we had a touchdown here for West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs on the season, 402 yards of offense with 360 on the ground. 1st and 10 Stangs, double tight formation. Motion man, handoff. Hendricks, look out, he's got some room. Hendricks to the 40, to the 35, and he's taken down there by the free safety and Sawyer free, but not before Hendricks gets 14 yards on the rush. 5 carries now for 56 yards for Hendricks, and what a nice play that was by West Fargo Cheyenne. As you take a look at what that option play does, you just read the defensive end, and when everyone flows in because of what they've done between the tackles, Hendricks just bounced it outside and able to get a lot of yards on first. They give it to Hendricks again. This time he cuts it back in right at the hash, past the 30 to the 28-yard line. They'll mark it the 29, actually, so 6 yards. Hendricks already 6 carries for 62 yards here for the Mustangs. Everyone else on the night, Hagen 1 for 7, Workentine 1 for 5, and Rahr 1 for none on the ground. It's really been the Hendricks show here for Cheyenne. Hendricks in the backfield, Workentine again in the pistol, double tight, 2nd down and short on the near hash. Workentine fumbles the ball. He was trying to take it out of the belly of Hendricks and try to get that option play, promptly able to get back on it at the 30 for just a loss of 1. So 3rd down and 5. Workentine, though, the last couple of years has led the Cheyenne program to the Dakota Bowl the last 2 seasons. First time in 2019, last year in 2020. The problem is they went up against Bismarck Century, and Century is the class of what was formerly AAA and now 11 AA here in North Dakota. But West Fargo Cheyenne quickly becoming a power here in the state. As, speaking of power, look at him rumbling his way past the 25 to the 21. That's Hendricks for 9 yards, and he just continues to add on to his stat total. 7 carries for 71 yards, averaging nearly a 1st down per rush. Dylan Carlquist will check in now inside the line. Alongside with him, you have Damian Hospitalis, the 6'1 junior, as the Deacons trying to substitute a couple players into the interior, get some fresh bodies. 1st down and 10 here for West Fargo Cheyenne. Handoff, Hendricks just sees this big offensive line, mode grading some Deacons over past the 20 to the 17. 4 yards on the rush for Hendricks, 8 for 75. 2nd down and 5 coming up. There's 27 seconds left in the first quarter. If Cheyenne doesn't have to run a play if they don't want to. Again, a team that likes to control the tempo, control the clock against a Shanley squad that will love 3-4 possessions every quarter. Pistol formation, keeping it. Workentine, we have a flag. Workentine, 10-5, end zone touchdown, Cheyenne. It is a 17-yard rushing touchdown, but we have a flag back at the 16, so we'll see if this negates a touchdown for the Stangs. And it looks like it will, as everyone is walking back, and it's the first penalty of the game for Cheyenne, a hold for 10 yards. Clock at 5 seconds here in this first quarter of play. So 2nd down and 14 here for West Fargo Cheyenne as they get ready to come back out, working team to the near side. 8-6, late in quarter number 1. This will be the final schedule play of this first quarter with 5 seconds left in the opening 12 minutes. Workentine will come out. Newton to the right-hand side. With him is the slot back of Hagen. Hagen, the motion man, jet sweep to Hagen. Hagen trying to dance, gets to the 25, makes a man miss, breaks another tackle. Then the Deacons with Carlquist, and another will bring him down for a little bit of a loss. That'll go back to the 26. It'll be a 1-yard loss for the Mustangs, and that's how we end quarter number 1. After the opening 12 minutes, it's Fargo Shanley 8, West Fargo Cheyenne 6. Second quarter is next here on your live event.
Going to NDCS, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. For sure, I'll look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
If you're in need of Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
Back here at West Fargo Cheyenne High School, the Mustangs right now, 3rd down and long. It's going to be 3rd down and 12, a long 12 here upcoming here for West Fargo Cheyenne. They'll have 2 wide receivers both split out either side. Working team will be in the gun as they come back, making sure media timeout is all slated to go. Fargo Shanley just shows 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers across with 5 defensive backs here. As we're ready, West Fargo Cheyenne working towards the south end zone here, just alongside Veterans Boulevard. Fargo Shanley only rushes 3. Working team going to the end zone looking for the big man, Newton. That one goes off his mitts. Kraft on the coverage, and a 4th down upcoming here for the Mustangs. Working team now 1 for 3 through the air for -3 yards. Not a bad play call, though, one-on-one, and you gave your man there in Xander Newton at 6'5" a chance. Newton with 1 catch for 27 yards and a touchdown, and that could have been his 2nd score in 3 games. High on top of the press box here at West Fargo Cheyenne High School, you can look out in the distance and see the water towers. You can see a couple of hospitals, both Ascension and Sanford, and just see the development that's been along Veterans Boulevard in the last couple of years. Here it comes, 4th down for Cheyenne. They will need the Deacon 11. Working team, he gets pressured, breaks it, looks it down the field, and free. Comes up with a pick. He's at the goal line, now the 5 to the 10, and he rolls his way to the 15, and there comes a flag late. A late flag at the 20-yard line thrown from the near sideline official. Right now it is an interception return for 15 yards by Free. We'll see what the flag is. They mark it at the 16-yard line here for Fargo Shanley. Would have been a turnover on downs anyway. We have 1 penalty on Cheyenne, 2 for West Fargo Shanley here in this opening half. And we'll see what the penalty is on. Going to chop block on Fargo Shanley, so this will be halfway towards the goal line. First turnover on the game, though, for the Mustangs. For West Fargo Cheyenne, the pick and the penalty actually on a real estate advantage looks pretty good, as that goes all the way back to the 7.5-yard line. So 3 penalties now for 22 yards for Fargo Shanley. The Deacons will come out here as they'll handle it at their own 8-yard line with 11:43 left in the 2nd quarter. Rotsburg, play action, looking for the screen, has to just get rid of it. That's going to be awfully close to intentional grounding. If it is, that would be a safety, as coming in unevaded was Carter Menz. They were trying to get the screen after the play action. Menz just was barreling down on Michael, the quarterback, and heads up play by the junior just to get rid of it. And fortunate that he had his running back in the vicinity. So 2nd down here and 10. Handoff, this goes up the middle. Devine to the 10. Devine continues to turn the legs and gets 4 yards on the carry. Devine 9 carries on the night for make it 49 yards. Devine lines up to the right-hand side. They'll come out shotgun formation again for the Deacons. Rotsburg in the gun. Snap. Quick low strike to the right-hand side. Coming in on the reception. That's going to be awfully close. They'll mark him at the 17-yard line. That goes to the far side of the field. So it's going to be completed to Bretherton here for Fargo Shanley. Be 5 yards on the pitch and catch. Shanley going to go for it. They give it to Devine, and Devine trying to stretch his way. And the second effort, he continues to go. The whistle doesn't blow, and Devine looked like he was dead on the rights at the 19 and somehow able to get a good chunk of yards on that rush all the way down to the 26. Aiden Devine with 8 yards on the carry, now 10 on the night for 57 yards. 10:39 left to play here in the first half. Fargo Shanley trying to get up by 2 scores. Shotgun formation, low snap, Rotsburg goes up, Gores has it, look out 40, 45, 50, it's a foot race into Mustang territory, 30, there he goes, and no one's gonna catch him. John Gores takes it to the house. That one nets 73 yards, and the Deacons strike again, up 14-6. 73 yards by John Gores, and a my, oh my indeed. 3 receptions for John Gores, now for 87 yards, and his second touchdown of the night. Gores just can find a way to make guys miss, and that one for Fargo Shanley, 1 minute and 23 seconds. They get the touchdown, and that goes 92 yards. Back-to-back drives for the Deacons, put one in the land of 6 and hit Pater. Fargo Shanley will come out shotgun formation. Rotsburg in the gun, clap, speed option, gonna keep it, trying to continue, and they're gonna, one says in, the near one says no. We'll see what they give him. The far official said he was in, the near official said his knee was down. So it's either a 16-6 game with the completed 2 points, or it's a 14-6 game and still a 1-possession game if they said he was a half-yard short. So 2 officials will converge. We'll see what the ruling is, because, again, it's either a 2-score game or it stays at a 1-score game, barring if they said he stretched and got in, or if knee was down, they'll say no. The 2-point conversion is no good, but we do have a new score. Fargo Shanley leads it 14-6 with 10:20 left to play here in the first half on your live event. Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Back here for Fargo Shanley, kicking towards the north end zone. I'll come out. This one, a line drive kick that's going to roll past the 10, inside the 5, and gets caught at the 1. Oh, for the Mustangs, if you let that one go in the end zone, it's a touchback, but just not sure of where Deacon was Matt Tribe, and Tribe's going to pounce on it at the 2-yard line. Talk about bringing your pitching wedge as a kickoff, as that's going to go all the way back to the 2 here for the Mustangs with 10:20 left to play here in the second quarter. West Fargo Cheyenne will start it with it at their own 2-yard line. A 15-yard, 2-play score for a touchdown. Turnover on downs and an interception here for Cheyenne in this opening half on their 3 drives of the game. I'd like to thank one of our mini-game sponsors, including Taxman. Taxman with offices in Fargo and Moorhead, online at fmtaxman.com. Focuses on tax planning, tax preparation, and business consulting. Make sure you stop in, say hi to Kent, say hi to Brad, and say hi to Fallon coming up on Monday. And the nice thing is, they're open year-round, not just during tax season. Cheyenne will come up, pistol formation, handoff right up the middle, and the Deacons able to wrap up the fullback there in Hendricks. Hendricks 9 carries for 75 yards. Working team through the air, 1 of 4 for an interception and -3 yards. A loser of this game, 2-1, 1-1 in East Region play. The winner, though, gets to 3-0 and 2-0 in region play. The Cheyenne Mustangs ranked number 2 in 11 AA. For Fargo Shanley, they are ranked at number 3. 9:45 left to play in the opening half. A game that started at 7:07, so 41 minutes old so far. As the nighttime sky with the haze behind us, with the sun starting to set in the west. Play action. Warkentine finds it. Newton's going to have to stretch, and he's down at the 1. That'll actually be a -1 yard on the play. And for Fargo Shanley, they're coming out on a blitzkrieg here defensively, just flying all over the ball. Warkentine, -4 yards. Newton 1 catch for -1 yard. And for West Fargo Cheyenne, this is about as close as you could get to your own goal line here. The ball, literally, the nose of the ball is on the 1. 13 seconds on the play clock as Warkentine will have to quickly break the huddle. Play clock down to 4, down to 3. Warkentine gets the line at 1, and we have, this will be a delay of game. It is a delay of game. It'll cost Cheyenne about 6 inches. So that'll be their second penalty, and you can maybe mark it for 10.5, so if you round up, that'll be 11 yards. Reggie Funk on the camera, Chase Miller with you here on your live event, Fargo Shanley and West Fargo Cheyenne. Been a very fun, entertaining contest so far in this game, as you just kind of look at what the game has provided and where we just kind of are right now in this contest of what we've been able to see and what the games have provided here in this particular game itself. Cheyenne will come out, I formation, Warkentine under center. 3-step drop, pocket collapses, gets rid of it to the outside, incomplete, looking for Newton. And Cheyenne will have to come on and Fargo Shanley defense. Deacons near sideline. This goes to the Soka Porter on a quick screen, gets past the 22, the 19, 2 yards on the completion. Soka Porter gets his first reception of the night. Rotsburg now with 116 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, both to Gores. Shotgun formation again here for the Deacons. Rotsburg with the clap. Handoff, gives it up the middle to Devine. Devine to the 15-yard line and brings Tribe with him to the 11. Going to be pretty close to a first down here for Fargo Shanley. Might be about a half-yard shy. So 8 yards on the rush for Devine. Twins left, Twins right, and they will actually give them the first. So it's a first down for the Deacons, and they can get a first at about the 2 before they need to get to the end zone. 7:49 left to play here in the first half. Fargo Shanley right now on a tear. Rotsburg right up the middle, and then he gets hit over end by Tribe. Tribe has been everywhere at middle linebacker, a senior at 5'11", 185. He has been a guy that's got a lot of Devine, a lot of Rotsburg right now. 2 yards on the carry for Rotsburg, 4 carries now for 7 yards. Fargo Shanley, they'll bring Gores into the backfield. Twins left, 1 near sideline is Eminent. Rotsburg, pitch play, that goes to Gores. Gores will have to cut it up, and nice job on the outside. Tanner Hegel able to take the boundary, bring Gores back in, and nothing was there. So that one goes for about a 1-yard loss. 3rd down and 9 here for the Deacons at the Mustang 10. They need the 2 for the first. Rotsburg rolls right-hand side, flips it in the end zone. Deep pylon, incomplete. Clock will stop at 6:48. Now decision time here for Fargo Shanley. Their kicker for the Deacons, Cole Jager, has yet to kick a field goal this season, but he's 7 of 8 on point after attempts. Fargo Shanley looks to come out, though. This is going to be with Adam Leininger. So Leininger will come on for the field goal attempt. This will mark it of 26 yards. High snap, clean hold, right footed kick by Leininger, end over end, and that puppy splits the uprights. It's good. Fargo Shanley up by 2 scores now, a new score, 17-6. Here midway through the first, make it the second quarter here on your live event.
Let the team at Taxmen help prepare your taxes and answer any of your tax-related questions. From financial planning, payroll services, and retirement planning, TaxMan focuses on your unique tax, accounting, and consulting needs. For expert, affordable service from accountants that care about you with a combined 200 years of experience, choose TaxMan. Open year-round with offices in Fargo and Moorhead. For more information, go online to fmtaxman.com.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Back here at Sheyenne High School, we do have a quick, and we are going to get a penalty. I think this one's going to be for offsides here on Fargo Shanley, as this is back at, again, the 40-yard line. And for Coach Newton and the Mustangs, they got on it at about their own 44, so bring them back 5 yards. Fargo Shanley tonight, that's been probably their one bugaboo. They've had 4 penalties for 27 yards here in the first half. Update for you on our out-of-town scoreboard, or I should say in town. It is Fargo Davies 13, Bismarck Legacy 7 at the half at Fargo Davies. 13-7 Eagles over the Sabres. Fargo Davies trying to win back-to-back games. Here comes a line drive kick, bounces at the 40, now to the 32, and just sliding there at the 32-yard line. For West Fargo, Cheyenne looks to be ants it is. And for the Mustangs, though, have really good field position here yet again. After the opening touchdown, turnover on downs, interception, and a punt here for Cheyenne. It's their 5th possession of the game. That'll start their own 32-yard line. For Cheyenne's offense, they just need a little bit of help. It's like having a really good pitcher, but if you don't have this bullpen to close it out sometimes, you leave your number one in. Does he get winded or not? Hendricks right now, without a question, is an all-EDC, all-state kind of a player as a 6-foot senior. 9 carries, 75 yards on this season. Hendricks already has amassed 300 yards in, let's see here, not even 10 full quarters of play, and Hendricks gets to add on to that one as Emineth is there on the tackle for Fargo Shanley. You also have Adam Leininger, but not before it is make it a 5-yard rush. Hendricks on 10 carries, averaging 8 yards per rush. Great looking crowd though here again between the Mustangs and the Fargo Shanley Deacons. Jersey night for the Shanley student section. It's wear your school colors night for West Fargo Cheyenne. That blue and orange, very reminiscent of Boise State colors. Hendricks right up the middle, and he bulldozes his way past the first down and some more to the 43. That's going to be 6 yards on the carry. Hendricks 11 carries for 86 yards, and here comes a little giddy up by the Mustangs. Also, reminder, Cheyenne gets the ball to start the second half. So if they can put a drive together, put a score up on the scoreboard, get it back down to 1 score, and then maybe take some time off the clock, this might be back to a even game once we get to the second stanza. We're going to have a false start here on Cheyenne. He had 2 players on the near sideline jump early. 3 penalties now for 16 yards. This is the most points that Cheyenne has given up in an entire game against Grand Forks Central. The Mustangs won 34-0 in their season opener in Grand Forks. Then they were at West Fargo High School, only a handful of blocks north from where we are now. A 28-7 win against their rival, the Packers. On the opposite side for Fargo Shanley, a 34-0 win in their 25th Street showdown against Fargo Davies at Davies. Then the Deacons erased a 13-point deficit for a 21-20 win against BHS last weekend. This one goes right up the middle, and Hendricks breaks on 1 but 2, and he rolls his way back to the 43-yard line. So 5 yards, the 1 penalty. That goes awry with the Hendricks rush. So far for West Fargo Cheyenne, they've had 17 runs on the night, and 12 of them have gone to Hendricks. 5:13 left to play here in this half. Coming up on our halftime show, we'll take a look at what's coming up on your live event. next week. Also, our out-of-town scoreboard stats and recap what happened in the opening 24 minutes. That's all still to come here at the half. Handoff up the middle. Hendricks able to get to the 45, and then he gets close to midfield at the 49-yard line. Talk about a load to bring down as Hendricks breaks out of one tackle. The guys up front and Lang and Carlquist, Hodel and Leininger in the middle. They're going to have some black and blue marks by the time this game gets done for Fargo Shanley. As you take a look at what this game has provided here for the Deacons. Able to rotate some players in, but we've seen a lot of Adam Leininger in the middle, a sophomore, making some plays. Third and short. Stretch handoff. Hagen bounces out to the numbers, has the first down and some to the 40. He pushes free past him to the 39-yard line. This one going to go for 12 yards, and for Hagen, that's his best carry of the game. 3 rushes for 18 yards. And for Fargo Shanley, I'll see the Mustangs continue to add this one in. First and 10 for West Fargo. Cheyenne a squad back. That was right there the entire time, and Aurora had to leap over him. Fargo Shanley, they put that in for a touchdown of down the field, as that went 92 yards for the score on a big John Gores play. This one, Hendricks cuts back inside past the 10, gets to about the 6, 7 yards, 15 carries for Hendricks now for 106 yards on the night. The clock under a minute to play, and it's third and short. This one is at the 6.5. It'll need the Deacon 4 for the first. Double tight formation. Hendricks in the backfield. Workington going to keep it past the 5, and he's close to the end zone. He's down at the 1. 6 carries now for 23 yards, and that's about the best thing if you're head coach Jeremy Newton. You can just let the play clock continue to wind down a little bit. You don't have to be in too much of distress. But we do have a timeout, and I believe it's by Fargo Shanley. It is. Fargo Shanley will call the timeout. 42 seconds left to play here in the first half. Shanley 17, Cheyenne 6. We're back after this on your live event.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With yourliveevent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with Your Live Event.
As we're back here on Your Live Event, 42 seconds remaining here in half number 1. Shanley 17, West Fargo Cheyenne 6. A game that almost kicked off nearly an hour ago at 7:07. I formation for West Fargo Cheyenne. Workington under center. Fullback dive. This one goes to Hendricks. He's in for the touchdown from 1 yard out. And West Fargo Cheyenne is back on the board, down 17-12 with 39 seconds left to play here in half number 1. Second touchdown of the night for the Mustangs, and the second one as well by Mr. Hendricks. This from 1 yard out. And for Cheyenne, just how you wanted to draw it up. That possession goes 6 minutes and 3 seconds, and it finishes with a 68 yards total. And here comes a 2-point conversion for the Mustangs. Newton split out to the near side. I formation, Workington, little option play, and he faked out the entire defense as Workington easily unevaded gets it into the end zone. So with 39 seconds left to play, West Fargo Cheyenne down now just by 3. It's 17-14. We'll keep it here. Workington with the 2-point conversion here for West Fargo Cheyenne. You take a look at what Hendricks has been able to do. 16 carries for 107 yards, and alongside 2 rushing touchdowns here for the senior, as Cheyenne again down 17-14 now late here in the first half. And for Fargo Shanley, 39 seconds feels like an eternity with one timeout remaining for Cheyenne. They have 3. They have 3 left in their back pocket, but you're just trying to negate anything big on this return, and then depending on what first down happens, you're trying to limit that action as well. Try not to give up anything big down the field, and if you can avoid that, then you have something brewing. Birnbach puts this one on the tee. As the lights are on, this is what your definition of what Friday night's light is. In the middle of September, the sun to start the game gets a little dark in the latter part, and now we're getting ready here. This one, a end over M. Pooch to about the 31. Fargo Shanley just then gets on to a knee, and the Deacons will handle it there. That's Bennett Bird. Bird almost got a late hit, boot on that. But with 39 seconds left to play here, Fargo Shanley will have it at their own 31-yard line. The Deacons have scored in their last 3 touchdowns of 78 yards in a drive, 92 yards in a score, and 21 yards in a score in their last 3 drives. Shanley will have to go 39 yards down the field. They had a field goal their last time out here for Fargo Shanley. Rodsburg quickly goes to the outside. That's to Devine. Devine to the numbers, 35 to the 40. And Devine gets wrapped up there to about the 41. They will give him 10 yards. Devine now 3 receptions for 27. Shanley quickly to the line. About 6 seconds came off the clock. Rotsburg will clap his hands again. Fakes the bubble screen. Rotsburg will have to throw it down the field, and he one-hops his man. As coming in was Xander Newton putting some pressure on the junior quarterback. They faked the bubble screen, trying to get the defense to come up a step, then hit one down the field. But Newton put some pressure on. The clock is at 20 seconds here in the first half. 2nd and 10. Rotsburg, handoff, Devine. Devine to the 45, and he gets wrapped up past the 48 to the 49-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Devine, 12 carries now on the evening for over 70 yards. The Deacons with 1 timeout remaining. They don't call it. Rotsburg, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They got to throw the Hail Mary. Here it comes down the deep end of the field. Rotsburg gets it to the 10, incomplete. They were looking for Kraft, and that's how we'll end our first half of play. An entertaining half, to say the least. It's Fargo Shanley up by 3, 17-14. We're back after this with our halftime show on your live events.
Let the team at Taxman help prepare your taxes and answer any of your tax-related questions. From financial planning, payroll services, and retirement planning, Taxman focuses on your unique tax, accounting, and consulting needs. For expert, affordable service from accountants that care about you with a combined 200 years of experience, choose Taxman. Open year-round with offices in Fargo and Moorhead. For more information, go online to fmtaxman.com.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With YourLiveEvent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
The Ada EDA is committed to improving the quality of life for Ada residents by providing assistance to new and small businesses, developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website adamn.gov.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Back here on your live event, West Fargo Cheyenne with a 17-14 edge here at the half. Let's recap what happened. Fargo Shanley with a 17-14 edge over West Fargo Cheyenne. Let's recap to what happened after Fargo Shanley had a 3-and-out, and then they had to bring Bennett Bird on to punt the football away instead of Rotsburg because Rotsburg lost his helmet. Byrne kind of found himself in no man's land and then got tackled for a loss, and eventually Cheyenne would take advantage 2 plays later with a Josh Hendricks 5-yard rushing touchdown. Point after attempt was blocked, but the Stangs scored in the opening 90 seconds of this game. Then with 2:37 left to play in the first quarter, Fargo Shanley hit pay dirt. Michael Rotsburg found John Gores for 14 yards, a 2-point conversion by Aiden Devine. Gave the Deacons their first lead at 8-6. Fargo Shanley would score on their next 2 possessions with 10:20 left to play in the half. Rotsburg found Gores for 73 yards on an out pattern about 10 yards. Gores made a man miss, and then it was off to the races, and Gores was able to get into the end zone. 2-point conversion was no good, 14-6 Fargo Shanley. Then with 6:43 left to play in the half, Leininger came up for a 26-yard field goal attempt for the Deacons, and it was good. 17-6 Fargo Shanley. West Fargo Cheyenne would score late. They would take 6 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock in a 68-yard drive capped off by a Josh Hendricks 1-yard rushing score. Workington with a 2-point conversion. 17-14 Fargo Shanley with 8 points in the first, 9 points in the second. For Cheyenne, 6 points in the first and 8 points in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back after this. We'll take a look at the first half numbers. Again at the half, it's Fargo Shanley up by 3 over West Fargo Cheyenne. And you can continue to watch the action for free right here on your live event.
Let the team at Taxman help prepare your taxes and answer any of your tax-related questions. From financial planning, payroll services, and retirement planning, Taxman focuses on your unique tax, accounting, and consulting needs. For expert, affordable service from accountants that care about you with a combined 200 years of experience, choose Taxman. Open year-round with offices in Fargo and Moorhead. For more information, go online to fmtaxman.com.
Let's get real. You're ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. So get ready for the University of Minnesota Crookston. With more than 30 majors, minors, and certificates, you'll earn a University of Minnesota degree in a close-knit community where faculty become friends and friends feel like family. And to get a degree that can make a difference, you don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, ready.
Schedules can be a slippery slope. With YourLiveEvent.com, that's just not the case. Find schedules for select Minnesota and North Dakota high school athletics at our website. That's www.yourliveevent.com. For schedule updates, follow our social media pages. Never miss again when it comes to scheduling with your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176. 0176.
The Ada EDA is committed to improving the quality of life for Ada residents by providing assistance to new and small businesses, developing and assisting with affordable housing to provide economic growth in our community, and including building incentives with affordable lots in great locations with amenities, and also city property tax abatement and free city utilities. For information, contact City of Ada 784-5522 or visit the City of Ada website adamn.gov.
At the half here on your live event, 17-14 Shanley over West Fargo Sheyenne. Let's take a look at the first half numbers. First for the visiting and leading Deacons, 18 carries for 74 yards. And then you add these 74 yards with the 126 through the air. Not a bad evening offensively so far for the Deacons, particularly how that first quarter started. They have 200 yards of offense right now total. They're led by Aiden Devine on the ground, 12 carries for 73 yards. Michael Rotsberg, 4 for 7. Bird, 1 for -5, and Gores, 1 for -1. Rotsberg through the air, 9 of 14 for a $126 and 2 scores. Here for the Deacons, 2 of those went to John Gores. 3 receptions for 73 yards. Devine, 3 for 27. Saka Porter has a reception as well for 2 yards here for the Deacons. 4 penalties for 27, but 0 turnovers here for Fargo Shanley. For West Fargo Cheyenne, they have 155 yards of total offense so far, 148 on the ground. Josh Hendricks has 16 carries for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. Working team 6 for 23. Hagen 3 for 18, and Rohr 1 for 0. Working team through the air, 3 of 7 for 7 yards and a pick. Rohr with 1 reception for 11, -3 for Selheim and -1 for Newton. For West Fargo Cheyenne, 3 penalties for 16 yards, and they have 1 turnover. Again, the Mustangs led by Hendricks with 16 carries for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. After tonight for West Fargo Cheyenne, they will travel to Bismarck, going up against the 4th-ranked Bismarck Demons a week from tonight. For Fargo Shanley, they will square off at Bismarck St. Mary's, and we'll have that game for you right here on your live event. St. Mary's number 1 in 11A. At the half again, 17-14 Shanley over Cheyenne. We're back in a couple minutes for the second half here on your live event.
For all your flooring needs, look no further than Carlson Customs Incorporated. From tile, Cortex, and laminate flooring, waterproof floors, shower tiles, and carpet, you are sure to find what you need to update or create the perfect feel in your home or business. Locally owned and operated, Carlson Customs Incorporated. Call Todd at 218-531-0176.
Let the team at Taxman help prepare your taxes and answer any of your tax-related questions. From financial planning, payroll services, and retirement planning, Taxman focuses on your unique tax, accounting, and consulting needs. For expert, affordable service from accountants that care about you with a combined 200 years of experience, choose Taxman. Open year-round with offices in Fargo and Moorhead. For more information, go online to fmtaxman.com.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Going to NEDC, I found out way more than just like sports. I met a lot of people just on my floor, and then different activities you could go to that were on campus. I for sure will look back on all the memories and love it. My name is Grace, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to a meeting, like everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Every business has its special needs and its own unique set of challenges. That's why we treat your business just like ours, to make sure you are covered right. Hello, this is Shane with Irie Insurance, and our agents have seen it all, and one slip-up can take a small business years to recover from. That's why it's so important for a small business to work with an insurance company that can save them money but also make sure they are protected. If you own a small business, we would like to work for you. Go to IrieInsurance.com to find a local agent near you.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical North Dakota high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the
Minnesota and or North Dakota high school athletics coverage, head to yourliveevent.com so you don't miss out on moments like these.
Straight up the middle, bounces, he's open, he's down the field, touchdown, Nuggets!
Go to our YouTube page at Your Live Event, powered by Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated.
Intercepted!
Follow us on Twitter at Your Live Event 1 and on Facebook at Your Live Event.
Since back here on Your Live Event, just a couple of minutes before we get to the third quarter, let's take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. Some of the games on Your Live Event here tonight across our platform. Central Cass started the third quarter up 10-0 over Oaks. Hillsboro Central Valley all over Northern Cass 29-0, also in 11B. And with 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter, it's Fargo Oak Grove 12, Sargent County 6 in 11B football. Again, at the half of Davies and Legacy less reported, it was Davies 13, Bismarck Legacy 7 in that contest. It's been really fun to just kind of take a look at the first couple of weeks. You really start to scoreboard watch, try to see where teams are both from the East and the West. And I as a fan, personally like that, yeah, there's 11A and 11AA, but Shanley and St. Mary's has been such a really good rivalry the last decade that they're going to continue to play each other. For West Fargo, Cheyenne, and a couple of games that they have, again, going across the state, going up against Bismarck High. They have a game against Minot, and they have a really good contest on October the 8th, which I'm going to circle at Fargo North. The Spartans 2-0 in the season. They're at Dickinson tonight. They can get to 3-0 into the year under head coach Adam Rowland. We'll see what happens, but there's a lot of really intriguing contests, even though it might be non-conference games, to see how this one continues to play out. Fargo Shanley 17, West Fargo Cheyenne 14. Renji Funk running the camera. Chase Miller with you here on Your Live Event. And again, go to yourliveevent.com to check out all the action throughout the season, whether it's volleyball, whether it's soccer, whether it's football here in the fall. And the nice thing is it's free to watch and it's free on demand afterwards. Our platform on YouTube. It should be good to see what kind of works here tonight. As Fargo Shanley up to kick off here to start this second half of play. Shanley will be kicking from the south to the north end zone. As I'll put this one on the tee, that's going to be Adam Leininger. 24 minutes of football remaining. One team will continue to be undefeated on the season, while the other drops to 2-1. Leininger comes on for the right-footed line drive. Oh, look out. That was an absolute line drive shot right to Hendricks. I think Hendricks looks to be okay, but you're not expecting a knuckleball football to come right there. And for Cheyenne, they will have great starting field position, though, as that'll be at their own 49-yard line here in the third quarter. So 12 minutes left to play, as that one didn't even take a second off the clock, as it was pretty much a fair catch. 49-yard line for West Fargo Cheyenne. Cheyenne handoff right to guess who? Hendricks. Hendricks to the 45, and he gets shoestring tackled by the safety free for a 9-yard gain. Hendricks can be option A, option B, and option C. 17 carries now for 116 yards here for West Fargo Cheyenne. Hendricks up front again with Mason Hart at left tackle, left guard of Sam Carpenter, Oakley Eagleson at center, Dawson Goldie at guard of the right-hand side, and Selheim on the right tackle. This one to the right-hand side, handoff, and this will go for maybe a yard, enough for the first, as Caden Rahr is able to get the 2 yards. So Rahr, with his first carry of the second half, now with 2 yards in this contest, and makes it a first down for West Fargo Cheyenne. Cheyenne, you'll see in the backfield with Grant Workentine, Caden Rahr, Josh Hendricks. You'll see Rahr and Hagan at the slot back. Xander Newton at split end. Fargo Shanley with 4 linemen. Little option play. Hendricks cuts it back in. Hendricks at 30, 25, 20, and he bumbles his way down to the 17-yard line. They'll mark it the 18, 22 yards on the rush by Hendricks, and 18 carries now for 138 yards for Hendricks. I tell you what, as this one is coming in with 10:49 left to play here in this third quarter, as West Fargo Cheyenne with Workentine will come out under center, in the pistol. Handoff to Hendricks. Hendricks to the 10, Hendricks to the 5, and Hendricks, do they give him the end zone? They do. Cheyenne with an 18-yard rushing touchdown by Hendricks. Hendricks now with 156 yards rushing and a touchdown to boot. And for West Fargo Cheyenne, they take the lead back since the middle part of the first quarter. 20-17 with 10:29 left to play here in the third. Cheyenne takes advantage of great starting field position at their own 49, and they'll come out for the point after attempt. 20-17, a chance to get up by 4 here on the Deacons. Low snap, the whole line drive is going to be no good. For the second time tonight, Cheyenne unable to convert the PAT, which for Fargo Shanley means a field goal would tie this one up. 10:29 left to play in the third. It's 20-17 Cheyenne over Fargo Shanley here on your live event.
Let the team at Taxman help prepare your taxes and answer any of your tax-related.
For 64 yards for Devine. Ooh, Nelly, Devine continues to shine here in this one. Well over 100 yards. First and goal, Fargo Shanley. They'll mark it at the 4-yard line. 2 plays and into the red zone. Devine hops, skips, and he bounces, he spins, and he continues to move. That's to the 3. Devine, 2 carries for 66 yards in this second half alone. He's got 139 in the game on 14 carries for Aiden Devine. Fargo Shanley, and they still have a 3-point lead after not even 3 minutes to play here in the second half. West Fargo Cheyenne will start with their second possession of the third with 9:18 left to play here in this quarter at their own 27-yard line. They went 40, make it 59 yards for a score in about a minute and a half. Shanley answered going 71 yards in a score in a minute and 5. So if you've liked fast-paced, big play, and offense, you found the right place. Combined 43 points so far between these two clubs. Pistol formation, Workentine, little stretch near sideline, and here comes another one. That's going to be Rahr to the 40, and he gets close to the 50-yard line. A 20-yard rush for Caden Rahr, the 6'3 junior, with the first down. His best rush of the night. 3 carries now for 22 yards. You saw what the Shanley defenders were doing there in free, and alongside with him, Kraft, they were trying to poke the ball away as he kind of spun, trying to get that fumble. Right now on turnovers, it's 1 Cheyenne, 0 with Fargo Shanley. 34-29 with 1:57 inflation. 13 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. And for Workentine, he gets on the board with 1:57 left to play here in this one. A 4, making a 5-yard rushing touchdown.
couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Back on your live event, this one goes to about the 38-yard line. And for Sheyenne, they got to play a little defense here with 1:53 left to play in the fourth quarter. 36-29. Here for Fargo Shanley. 1st and 10 Deacons at the Sheyenne. Make it their own 39. Handoff, Devine. Devine gets the 40. And that's about it for Devine as it gets 2 yards. 214 yards now for Devine on the ground. Fargo Shanley quickly gets back to the line. Rotsberg with a 3-step drop, trying to throw a deep play. He is hit. That's by Menz on the backside as Menz got there at the last second. And for Rotsberg, he was unable to do anything with it. And for Fargo Shanley, a 3rd down upcoming now here for the Deacons. 1:27 left to play in this contest. 3rd down here for Fargo Shanley. 2 wide receivers left and right. Devine on the quick out. This one goes to 40. Devine gets met there and he gets out of bounds. The clock will stop with 79 seconds remaining as that gets to about the 44-yard line. Devine gets a couple of yards on the connection. 4th down and 5 here for Fargo Shanley. Motion man is Gores. Handoff Devine. Devine's going nowhere. That's a turnover on downs. 1:13 left to play here on homecoming night. Sheyenne makes the big defensive stop with Tribe, and they stuff Devine on 4th down and 5. For West Fargo Cheyenne, they come up big on 4th down here as Fargo Shanley only has 1 timeout remaining. As this one for Cheyenne, when you start putting the numbers together with 1:13 left to play in the fourth quarter, 36-29. It's one of those contests where you start looking and say, okay, with 1:19, make it 1:13. You really don't have to do too much left in this one. Just kind of hold steady and able to take a couple of knees. Make sure you don't fumble, and this one is pretty much going to be wrapped up. Shanley and Cheyenne, this is one of those games where you tip a cap to each other, and you just went to a point contest in which Cheyenne got awfully close to come back up and had a chance to win this one. For Fargo Shanley, Cheyenne in this fourth quarter, in this second half, 3 touchdowns. Fargo Shanley with 2.